what does, if you remember the sermon, I detail it in the commentary, which I typed a couple days ago, yesterday, but what does a prophet like me mean? What are some of the things that means? When Moses says, a prophet like me will come. You don't remember the sermon. Burke is sitting there, he's fidgeting. Anybody else? Prophet like me.
I know where that's from, but
What was Moses saying when he said a prophet like me?
he's prophesying that the Lord Jesus was going to come.
But what does it mean, a prophet like me? It'll be Jesus, that's right. But what
he's
does
a prophet?
Well, there are lots of prophets. There's a whole
I know that,
succession of
but-
prophets. Were they not prophets like Moses? I'm trying to get you to remember the sermon. Anybody? Prophet like me is a prophet that he ministered the covenant. Remember, he did the priestly functions at the very beginning.
Right.
Before Aaron was the high priest, this will be a person that performs priestly duties, just like Moses did. He will be a legislator of the covenant. In other words, he will be the one that administers the covenant. Okay? And the very fact that Moses initiated a covenant means that he will initiate a covenant. The three things that he will do under the new covenant are what Moses did under the old covenant. And that's why the book of Hebrews says he's better than Aaron because he's a priest. He's better than Moses. He's the legislator. He's better than the prophets. He's the prophet, the priest, and the king. All of these things. But Moses sat in that role under the Mosaic covenant. After Moses, there wasn't anybody that did the things that Moses did. And once again, he was not a priest after Aaron was ordained. But before Aaron was ordained, Moses performed the priestly duties. So that's what it means, a prophet like me. Okay? We are brought into the new covenant that was prophesied in Isaiah, but we are not the ones to whom the new covenant was given. That was given to the house of Israel and the house of Judah. So everything, the reason why I'm devolving to this is because Paul asked for prayers for him to make proper utterance. Well, that is exactly what happened to Peter. Peter understood these things and he spoke to these, and I'm not going to go down to the end of the chapter, but you see, Peter is speaking to these people and he's saying words that the Lord purposefully intended for Peter to say. It was a brilliant exposition of what needed to be said. If you tie it together with Acts chapter 2, what Peter said, I mean, it just fills up everything that needs to be said to those people. And the fact is that some of them came to Christ, but the nation did not come to Christ. Okay? And so this is what happens when Israel as a nation rejected the Lord, they were exiled. And the Lord is not going to waste 2,000 years of time while the Jews are being exiled. So what did he do? He introduced Paul, who carried the exact same message of salvation, the gospel, to the Gentiles. He also talked to the Jews. He didn't exclusively speak to the Gentiles. He did talk to the Jews, but his message was predominantly to the Gentiles. Why? Because something needed to fill these past 2,000 years. And that is exactly what's happened. The same message goes to Jews and to Gentiles today. Some receive it, some don't. But that is why the book of Acts is structured the way it is. All